Hello everyone and welcome back to the EGF Big East Invitational. We are coming into game 2 today with Providence College playing against Georgetown. We did just see Butler University beat Georgetown 3-0, and of course this is a double round robin bracket, so we'll be seeing Butler coming back later on today. Next game actually against Providence, and more after the break as well. So we're going to jump into this game very, very shortly. And I'm excited to see this. Georgetown, of course, being our bottom seed, with Providence being 7th out of the 9 seeds.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this one plays out. Georgetown didn't start the way that I'm sure they would have wanted, but now against a Providence team who went 1-2 through the regular season, these teams had not played each other yet. So maybe this is where Georgetown starts to turn things around.
Yeah, this is, of course, the first time both of these teams are playing against each other, so it'll be interesting. I have literally no predictions because I've not seen either of them playing against each other. I think, you know what, if I was to say a prediction, I think we're going to game 4.
Yeah, I would be very interested just to see how Providence play. If they play a game similar to Butler, this could be a very short series indeed, but if there are some changes in the Georgetown half, and Georgetown will be in orange for this series yet again. They were in orange last series, and blue, of course, is Providence. But if there are some changes to be made in Georgetown's game, they had that short little time to make them, and hopefully we see them play a little bit stronger on the offensive side.
Yeah, no, they need to come out a bit more aggressive, find those goals. This might not be looking too good for them, though, as Ewell, and oh no, the accidental bump coming out from teammates.
Great pass, great goal, good start for Providence, and they have had the offensive possession, but that was their first shot. Gamaliel out towards, I believe it was Sammy on the play. Yes, it was. So a great passing play to start things off for Providence.
Yeah, that was good. That was unfortunate for Ewell and Manzo, as we did actually see them bump each other when they double committed to the ball, and that actually sent one of the Georgetown players flying way off to the opposite side of the goal.
The old team bump.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does happen. As we see a second goal coming out from Providence College already. Cardona managing to find it.
And it's just a great challenge onto Ewell. He was not ready for that play, and nobody behind him either. So that's a quick 2-0 lead for Providence. Not what Georgetown certainly would like to see, but there's still plenty of time. Still about 3:45 left to go in game number 1. And again, every match that we're going to be playing today is a best of 5. So you lose game 1, you still have a little bit of time to come back in games 2 and 3.
Yeah, 100%. And it does give a good opportunity for teams to kind of adjust their opposition, warm up, as Munzo gets a great opportunity onto goal. Kuko follows it up, and oh no, the touch is coming out. Kuko getting a nice rebound. The save from Gamaliel there. That was a bit touch and go.
And it looked like Georgetown had the opportunity, but no hard shots on net. And you said it, a great save on the goal line from Gamaliel, and that continues to keep us at 2-0. Providence still looking to put on the pressure. Cardona, that's Sammy lurking through mid, but it will be Ewell to take it away. Gamaliel, the shot, the goal. 3-0 now for Providence.
Yeah, Providence pulling away with the lead now quite a bit. You know, 1 goal is a good lead. 2 goals, you're starting to feel a bit more cushiony, right? But at 3 goals, when you're about to hit that halftime point, you're in a really good spot.
Yeah, especially, as you said, with how much time is remaining, you'd love to have as large of a lead as possible so you can concede a goal or 2 and still not worry too much. But interesting stat in game number 1 here, as it will be Sammy to shoot and score again, and it keeps the trend going. 4 shots on goal for Providence and 4 goals.
Yeah, I believe that was a bit of a pinch coming out from Sammy there. Really good contest onto that ball, right? He went in there not afraid at all, and it really worked out for him, finding goal number 4.
It's 4-0 now for Providence. They have sent a message to Georgetown early on here in game number 1. They are here and ready to play as halftime comes and goes now. Georgetown with their first real opportunity. Sammy just beating Ewell to the ball now. Bunzo won't be able to play it out of the corner. However, Kuko stepping up to make the play. Gamaliel One more time back down the field. Cardona doesn't quite get what he was looking for on it, but still somehow the ball's out in front. Kuko has to cut across to make the play.
Yeah, that was a bit of a risky play, but he managed to hit the ball and get that connection that he was looking for, clearing it away. As Gamaliel and Kuko fight over the ball, ends up in Munzo's hands. Munzo getting it past one, Cardona stealing it away. Ewell playing defensively, being the wall of the team, if you will, as now he sets up a center play for his teammates, tries to be the one-man army, and Sammy gets the save.
A great individual effort from Ewell on that play. You said it, he was looking great on defense, transitioned into offense. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite find the back of the net, so it stays 4-0 for Providence with a minute 35. And if you're Georgetown, is it time to cut your losses here in Game 1 and look forward to Game 2 to try to see what you want to change heading into Game 2?
Yeah, and I think that does bring in that question, right? Do you expend another minute and 20 seconds of mental energy trying your damnedest to find a few more goals? Or do you just lax it out, talk with your teammates, have a bit of a laugh, you know, mentally reset, and come into your next game with a better mentality?
Yeah, Rocket League is such a game of momentum, and certainly mentality plays a large role in that, as Sammy and Cardona unfortunately collide through mid. But I think being able to control your mental state, being able to control your confidence, as it will be 5-0 now, Sammy with the hat trick. But it's just important if you're Georgetown you're off a series lost against one of the strongest opponents here today. You go down 5-0 against Providence in Game 1. That could very, very easily tank your mental state for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and it's a difficult one, right? Because it's not the greatest position to be in. Fortunately, neither of the groups are like death groups, right? Where we have like the top 3 seeds in one group. But it is always unfortunate when your first game of the day is against the top seed.
Especially coming off a season where you've struggled to find your footing, as Georgetown did. And this might be a goal. Can they end the shutout? They will. It's Ewell. He gets his first goal of the series. So good on Georgetown, not giving up, at least getting a goal back before Game 2.
And that's massive for the mentality game, right? Like, we're talking, like you said, Rocket League is one of those games where I think mentality and tilt are like bigger than pretty much any, and I've said this on cast before, but I feel like they influence the game more than most other esports, right? Because it is all micro decisions, and you don't have any abilities or anything where you could like clutch something out. It's purely down to your own skill and micro decisions. And when you're not playing in the right mental state, it's just the fact that you make worse decisions.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can tell, just go on to just start playing Rocket League, play a couple games of ranked. You know, you get frustrated with your teammates, you get frustrated with yourself, and all of a sudden you're not playing the same way you were a couple of games before, and it can lead to some downhill slides. And Georgetown, I think, need to use as much time as possible and reset themselves, like we've said. Reset, just take a breather. Just remember why you're here, what you're doing. You're here to have fun. You're here to play Rocket League with your team. And if you let go of those angry feelings or those frustrated feelings, you never know what could happen in Game 2. It's going to be 0-0 with 5 minutes on the clock. You have no idea what's in store for the next game.
Exactly. And I think the other big thing that we've not really spoken about when you get into those situations is communication breaks down more than anything else. When you're frustrated with yourself, you either stop talking or you start getting more aggressive, right? Because you kind of close in or burst out. And Rocket League, especially in an environment like this, your callouts and communication are the most valuable thing that you can provide.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I mean, your mechanics, of course, very important as well. But
I'm talking in a team environment.
Right. Correct. It's a team game, right? I mean, it's a team sport.
Is.
And Rocket League, of course, no exception to that team sport kind of rule of you have to work together as a team to ensure your success. And now we're underway with Game 2. We'll see how Georgetown play this one. They're going to have to play defense here. It looks like all 3 players from Providence moving down the pitch as a unit there, but unable to get by that first defender in Kuko.
Yeah, no, and this is what we saw Georgetown, right, scoring that last goal. And We're seeing them play it a bit more. We're moving up together a bit more. We're seeing some defensive rotations coming out. Nobody's leaving the goal open. And this actually is a really good opportunity as Kuko taps it. That was so unfortunate. I think if Kuko didn't touch that, that would have went in.
Yeah, if he doesn't touch that ball, that's a goal for Georgetown, and that's unfortunate. Now they've got to defend against the transition. Sammy looking for the double. It's Gamaliel, and he'll be shut down by Kuko. And with 3:45 to go, we're still tied at 0, but it should be a Georgetown lead.
Yeah, Georgetown definitely wanting to win this one after losing game 1 to Providence, right? Sammy playing it patiently, though. Kuko not falling for it this time. He also just waits it out, clears that ball away, and now we're seeing an opportunity to open up for Georgetown once again. Kuko centering that ball up, and the own goal on the save attempt coming out. Georgetown getting the 1-up lead.
And I've really liked how Kuko has played this game so far. Yeah, he took away his own goal there early on, but his defense has been sturdy. He's been creating offensive chances for his team early on in game number 2, and eventually something finds its way in. So you've got to ride that momentum that Kuko has brought to the Georgetown squad.
Yeah, and Kuko's doing a really good job at it. Like you're saying, his transitions are being super duper clean, right? He's getting these plays. He's getting it past Gamaliel here. It's going to be up in the corner. Kuko following up, Gamaliel stealing it away, but it's a teammate there on E-Wall, centering it back up for his team. Going a little bit too far, but we do see Kuko and his teammate on the other side here, Munzo, stopping the momentum. And it's a lot of back and forth, but we do see these more aggressive playmaking setups coming out from Georgetown. And that's what we were talking about, right? It definitely feels like they have had a bit of a mental reset, and they're coming into this with a fresh set of minds.
And with just about half of the game left to go, it's Georgetown lead 1-0. They've been playing offense quite well. They've really transitioned into that offensive game after 5-1 loss there in game number 1. We'll see how this game will end, however, as Gamaliel takes a shot towards the net. That's going to go high off the back wall. Cardona, he'll pop it way up high. And a little bit of a pinch play on defense is going to give Sammy something to think about through mid. Trying to turn on this ball now. Back into the corner. Kuko again there to make a defensive play, but it's Cardona to keep things moving. 2 minutes left to go. That play falls apart for Providence. So will be cleared off.
And we are now seeing a attempt break out a lot. Oh, okay, a good clear coming out from Ewell. Cardona trying to stop it. It goes under him. Ewell following it up, getting a lovely tap, and that's going to be goal number 2.
And it goes to Georgetown. Ewell this time doing everything himself, and you said it, that is a beautiful touch. Just enough to get it over that first attacker, but just low enough to keep the ball down underneath the bar. 2-0 now for Georgetown, and what a response after game 1.
Yeah, no, that is coming out really, really strong for them as they're looking to set up another play here and seal that 3rd goal. It is knocked away here, but Kuko with the bicycle kick managing to slow it down. Sammy with an opportunity gets the waterfall, is cleared away though. That was a really, really good save.
Yeah, it was a great clear, and it transitions well now for Georgetown as they try to play it out of the corner. And Kuko pops it up. Sammy's there. A slight touch will force the ball to remain here in mid for the moment. But with 70 seconds left to go, Georgetown looking to just close this game out. Munzo had a chance, but he missed it just a bit too quick trying to get to that ball, and he's not able to put it on net.
Yeah, 1 minute left, and you've got to be loving yourself if you're in the position of Georgetown at the moment. 2 goals up. That means that Providence only have 25 seconds on average a goal to try and even out this score.
Ewell just off that respawn. Great pass from Cardona. Sammy's going to rotate, but it's going to be a bit too late. I think out of boost is Sammy. Ewell just trying to waste some time. Cardona lays the lead towards the net. Kuko now. Gamaliel up towards Sammy. Great dunk, but Ewell's there in defense to make this play. It's going to bounce down to Cardona. Over to Sammy. The bouncer's in. It's 2-1.
Yeah, 23 seconds on the clock. This was a fantastic play from Providence, right? They really set themselves up. Sammy getting a really good read, putting it straight in. I like what we were seeing, splitting the attention, right? It made it look like they were coming from a double commit while Sammy set himself up. And it paid out for them.
Now with 20 seconds left to go, certainly an opportunity for Providence if they can get into the zone. That's the first two defenders. Gamaliel has Sammy through mid, but it's Ewall there in time. Cardona to keep things out in front of the orange box. Gamaliel high, looking for the slight touch, goes over top of Ewall. Cardona can't force it home, and Kuko clears it away. That might be the game for Georgetown. It is so very close at the end, but Providence comes up just a bit short.
Georgetown taking game number 2, putting us into a 1-1 situation, effectively a best of 3 hunted.
And your prediction of game 4, I mean, it's obviously still alive. We might go to game 5, but we will at least see a game 4. And, you know, again, a great response from Georgetown, and they held it together at the end. It was very, very, very close, but they were able to hold it together, and that's got to give them some confidence.
Yeah, 100%, and we should be jumping into the game momentarily here, and I'm looking forward to this now, right? Georgetown starting to feel themselves a little bit, getting ready, and coming in to this next game, round number 3. This could be a bit of an upset.
Certainly could. I mean, granted, these teams haven't played against each other in the regular season. They're both lower down in the standings, but still, I mean, this game is very important for either team. Of course, Georgetown dropping their first series, and they will drop the first goal of this game as Sammy, I think, made the pass out in front, and Cardona ends up knocking it home. But just how important the series is for Georgetown after dropping to Butler. You know, it's important to come back strong against a team like Providence, who's struggled as well. But Providence wants to start their day off just as strong, and, you know, being tied up at 1 going into game number 3 is a perfect situation, I think, for us in the booth, because it just leads to more drama in the series.
Yeah, and like you're saying, it is important because at the end of the day, it's the top 2 players of each group are going to go and move on to the semis, right? So getting a series win is super important in double round robin because you only get 3 games.
Right. And yeah, absolutely. It feels quite difficult to try to come back from anything but wins in these series, as Gamaliel is going to make the save. And we're underway. Game number 3 now. It's a 1-0 lead for Providence as they look to counter back with a victory of their own. Sammy nearly made the move around D-Wall, just couldn't get underneath of it in time. But I like this offensive aggression for Providence early on. They've already registered 4 shots, and we're just only a minute 15 old in this game. It seems like they realized that they were playing a bit too lackadaisical there in game 2.
Yeah, I think that is the thing, right? They just needed to warm up, start playing it more aggressively, and yeah, lackadaisical is a great word, and really summarizes it.
Oh no, what? Does that one not go in? Are you serious?
Oh,
the triple commit from Georgetown doesn't get punished. Unbelievable. I thought that was a second goal for sure.
Sammy here in that defensive position, gets a good bounce, goes for the 1 tap, looking to tap it in, is cleared away. Cardona though ready, just slightly too wide.
The post, a killer for Providence here early on in game number 3. So will be Kuko trying to make the touch underneath of that ball. Gamaliel now into the zone. Takes it away from Ewall. Sammy's there in support, but just overshot it a little too far. So keeps things at 1-0, but Providence has played very well in the offensive zone as Sammy slides another one home. It will be 2-0.
2-0 to Providence coming in to game number 3. After losing a round to Georgetown, they're definitely, you know, it was looking up for Georgetown, but Providence are definitely taking control game 3.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of game 1, where it felt like it was a Providence game from start to finish. And if Georgetown can find some offense here, they can maybe score a goal, then I would feel a little bit more confident for them. But again, it just feels like they're a bit slow to the ball. I'm not sure what happened to the confidence they had in game 2. Maybe just a couple of poorly timed misses, a couple of poorly timed bad decisions have really started to hurt them here as Providence. It just looks like they're playing the game they want to play, and it shows. It's 2-0. and they really haven't given up any offensive opportunities.
So they really haven't needed to, as Mundo tries to get something to happen. Kuko looking to play very aggressively. They're bashing away the goalkeepers. Oh, okay, a bit of a rotation. Both of them just kind of trying to keep this goal in front of Providence College's goal as a big clear comes out. Mundo coming out really fast, keeping it center field. And it again, now we're starting to see Georgetown coming out a bit more aggressively, but they need to be finding these goals because each second they let go by is reducing their time.
Out in front, that's not a great play. Sammy scores. Read that one perfectly, did Sammy. And Georgetown, they continue to shoot themselves in the foot with these bad defensive clears.
Yeah, that's unfortunate as well. It's fortunate for Providence College, it's unfortunate for Georgetown, as we see a 3-0 lead with a minute 21 left on the clock. That's not even 30 seconds a goal.
Yeah, it's quite the tall order. 3 goals in threes, especially when you only have a little over a minute. Quite difficult to do, but that's what Georgetown's task is now, as Kuko deflects this one just a bit wide. It's going to pop way up. Munzo unable to get there. Cardona, and now with Sammy in support, it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Ewall forces Sammy to play it into the corner. No follow-up from Sammy quite yet. Cardona will come over in support, pounding around in front, but the defense is in from Georgetown, and the double and triple commits still a thorn in the side of Georgetown. They were punished on a couple of them, but need to clean that up heading into game 4.
Cardona here now see the opportunity for an open goal. Rotations do come out from Georgetown, managing to find that save. 30 seconds left onto the clock. They're going to find their first of 3 needed goals. 24 seconds left. We could see kickoff, Hunted.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen crazier things in my time as a Rocket League caster. 2 goals in 24 seconds. Certainly something that Georgetown can do, but this kickoff going to be very important. Kuko will take it for Georgetown. Sammy gets the better of him. Munzo has to hustle, but he doesn't get there in time. Cardona, I think with that challenge through mid, that's just about going to seal it here for Providence. They're going to take the victory in game 3.
Yeah, Cardona getting it right. A really nice demolition coming out there, denying Kuko the opportunity to try and take a shot on goal. As we, okay, I was going to say, are we going to see another goal? But no, Ewell does manage to save it. 1 second left onto the clock. And that is going to be game number 2, or game number 3. It's the second point going towards Providence. And again, it was that thing where we started to see Georgetown turning up the heat in the last, minute. And we needed to be seeing that the whole game after they came out of their first win.
Yeah, if your typical Rocket League game was 10 minutes long, Georgetown would be a pretty good mid-game team, I think, because you're absolutely right. It seems like they wait until that final minute. Maybe it's just Providence realizing that they had the victory in hand and they were trying to just conserve some energy. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, Georgetown definitely needs to keep that energy, that confidence, that speed going throughout the game, not just save it for that last minute.
Oh, Kuko with a shot opportunity there, and it's saved by Cardona. that was looking very, very good for Georgetown for a good second there.
Well, it puts them on the offensive side of the ball to start game number 4 as well, as Kuko doesn't get by Sammy. Gamaliel has a 1v2 opportunity. Munzo is able to make the play. What a move from Kuko. Now one-on-one with Sammy. Gets the dunk over top. This could set up a challenge from Munzo or Ewall. Actually, will be Ewall up for it, but no touch, and Georgetown just not able to make the most of their opportunities.
But they still have ball possession here, and they're doing really, really well to preserve it. A good shot coming out there, hitting at the backboard as Ewall plays it super patiently and manages to find goal number 1, 45 seconds into game number 4.
It's amazing what offensive possession will do for a team, as that is all that it's been for Georgetown early on, and a great challenge through mid by Kuko allows Ewall to just snap that one home. So 1-0 for Georgetown. Can they keep it going?
Yeah, 1-0 is a good position to be in. Not if we see a goal there. Kuko with the save. There's it keeps looking very dicey for both teams. There's a lot of good opportunities coming out. It's just the capitalizing on it. Kuko with a nice little free stuff coming out there. Looks like he was trying to get a flip reset, but didn't quite land all 4 wheels on the ball.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of that. Ooh, Sammy just pushes that one wide. Haven't seen a whole lot of flashy plays, I suppose, in this series. But a couple of good goals, and there's another one. Georgetown, they've got 2 on the board. Kuko already has 4 shots.
Well, my prediction, Georgetown are looking to shatter it, aren't they? Because they are not going down without a fight.
Well, it's a 2-0 lead, and there's still a lot of time left on the board. You can't relax if you're Georgetown now. You got to push for that 3rd, that 4th goal. Really secure yourself in this game and strike some fear into Providence heading into Game 5 potentially.
Okay, that's a good way for Providence to come back at it, though. Finding a goal 16 seconds after their opposition is a good way to even it out. Instead of being a net total of 2 now, we're seeing a net total of 1. Only 1 goal to even it out.
So it is a 2-1 game now. Good play from Providence, capitalizing on the tough play out in front of the Georgetown net. Here's another one. Ewall's there to make the play, as Kuko will send it back down to the blue side of the pitch, all the way around out in front. Ewall and Munzo both up for it. Gamaliel trying to find the open net, but Kuko gets back just in the nick of time.
That was looking frightening as we see Cardona with an opportunity. Ewall, once again, the man of the hour, stopping goal after goal as Kuko gets a lovely opportunity to shoot onto the goal there. Sammy does, in fact, save it. There is so many chances from both sides at the moment that I literally have no idea where this is going to end up.
Oh no, all 3 players on the back wall there for Georgetown. Gamaliel out towards Sammy, wide. Cardona the follow, it's a slow one. And it will be saved away by Munzo. Kuko gets by the last man in Gamaliel, trying to pass it back towards Munzo. But some close calls in that Georgetown half. Providence haven't been able to tie it up, but they're looking to do so now. Great play from Munzo. Can he get it on net in time? He does! What a play! Beautiful for Georgetown. It's 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, I always love the plays where you're just about to score it, the opposition tries to steal it away, and you get the demo by accident. It's a great time.
Was that Munzo's first goal of the series?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't think he scored in the series, and that is a great time to get your first in Game 4 to put your team up by 2.
Yeah, force your team here to come in to game number 5. But again, I'm preemptively saying that a little bit too early as we do have 2 minutes left, and this is a great opportunity for Sammy. Sammy comes in really high, gets under, and Ewall manages to find the save.
Still, the ball bouncing around in front of the Georgetown net. Gamaliel touch over towards Cardona, who does beat Kuko. Into the corner. Ewall slowly gets by Sammy. Wide open net for Ewall, but he can't get around the ball in time. Still some opportunity now for Georgetown. Ewall tries to do it himself, and he missed it just high.
Yeah, we've highlighted it before, and we'll highlight it again. Ewall's defensive to offensive transitions have been super duper strong on both games that Georgetown have managed to win and play really well. But okay, well, Sammy's just going to be able to get that in from what, midfield?
Yeah, this is a great read from Sammy, realizing Munzo doesn't have it, and Ewall was the last man to play the ball. He has momentum going into his own corner, can't turn around in time to get back for the shot. And that is heads-up play from Sammy to bring us within 1.
Yeah, I mean, momentum is something that you definitely have to consider, and just having the map awareness to notice that your opposition's doing that and make a call like that just shows you how good of a player Sammy is.
2 goals for Sammy in this game. Looking for a third. The deflection's not on goal, but it does pop out in front. Ewall pushed it into his own half. As now it will be Sammy and over top of Kuko, but the ball bounces around out in front yet again. Munzo and Cardona will meet. 45 seconds left to go. Providence still need 1. Cardona looking for Sammy. Not able to get there in time. That will kill some more time off this clock.
Sammy chasing after that hat trick for this game to even it out to go into overtime in this match point opportunity for Providence.
25 seconds. All that remains here in game number 4. Munzo doesn't have the shot. Will be Cardona to clear. 2 players trapped in the blue zone, but Ewall, last man back, sturdy on defense, does make the touch back into the Providence zone. 10 seconds now. Gamaliel will challenge Munzo. Sammy right to Kuko, who keeps the ball in. A little bit of a deflection. It's going to fall down out in front. Kuko trying to kill the game off now. No time left. Gamaliel doesn't get the read. That's a game 5. Georgetown just barely take the victory there in game 4.
Yeah, and there goes my prediction, Hunted, as we are going to be going into game number 5. This is match point for either team. We have seen Providence take game 1. Georgetown quickly retort with game 2. Providence return that with game 3. And now Georgetown winning game 4. If the pattern is to continue, Providence will win the series. So Georgetown needs to get this double win.
And it goes to show that you can't relax at all. I mean, Providence, they had 2 pretty solid victories in this series. I mean, game 1, if we based the entire series off of what they did in game 1, we would never have seen a game 4. But if you get too relaxed, if you get too comfortable with yourself in the moment, then a team like Georgetown can punish you for that. I mean, Kuko had 5 shots in that game, and that's just not something we've seen from the Georgetown team. All of those shots on the board, Providence, they need an answer heading into game 5.
Yeah, no, an answer is what they're going to have to find, right? Because now that we're seeing Georgetown warm up more and more, it's definitely more of a difficult task.
Well, game 5 now just about ready to get going. And again, this is a very important series for both teams. Georgetown would love to have a win on the board. If they do drop this, they're going to go down to 0-2. And unfortunately, I think that's probably it for their tournament lives here. With how strong some of these teams are in the groups, if you go down to 0-2, it's going to be very difficult to end in that top 2 of your group.
Yeah, it definitely is, because we would only see one more game from Georgetown, so we'd have to see another team drop 3 games and then they win their final game to come out.
Yeah, so definitely a must-win game here for Georgetown. Providence probably feels the same way. They would love to start their day off with a bang. We are 30 seconds into a decisive game 5, Providence and Georgetown.
Cardona here looking to center for his team. Sammy getting a good shot, but there's not going to be any follow-up coming out from it. Kuko recentering it. Ewell with the follow-up. Big clear from Cardona.
And even the pass looking for Sammy out in front. Sammy gets there. Gamaliel, the 3rd man in, scores. 1-0 for Providence.
Yeah, Providence got a really nice setup here. Cardona followed up by Sammy. Sammy rebounding it off the backboard, and Gamaliel finally getting that goal. I mean, and that is those small plays, right? You set it up, you give your teammates enough time to rotate, and then find the goal on the last player. By the time the last player is scored, most of the time, your first player will be in a defensive rotation.
And it's the beauty of a solid offensive rotation, as Providence did it quite well. And unfortunately, Cardona doesn't get an assist on that play, but the setup was all Cardona, the defensive into offense. A pass out in front, which Sammy then back down to Gamaliel. It is 1-0 now for Providence off the backside of that. This forces Georgetown to play from behind. They haven't been the same team when trailing. It certainly seems like they lose a bit of confidence if they go down early.
Yeah, we do definitely see Georgetown being what seems to strike me as a very mental team, right? A very momentum-based, tempo-based team. And if they go down early, they start playing more defensively, and that ends up costing them more games than it doesn't. Oh, Kuko with an opportunity here. Cardona managing to save it. Once again, Ewell looking for it. He has the boost, but Cardona getting a nice touch as he clears it away, recentering it back up. Ewell dropping it down. Sammy's already in position to steal it away.
And gets a quick shot on goal as well. Munzo, however, does make the save. Sammy getting demoed in the corner will at least relieve some of the pressure for Georgetown, but that's a bit of a double commit. Kuko up to try to dunk Sammy on that play. Gamaliel back towards the orange net. It's high on the wall. Gamaliel will score. 2nd goal of the game for Gamma, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, Providence now being 2 up is a very good spot for them to be in. We're heading into the half-time. We've said it before, we'll say it again. Anything done in the first half can definitely be replicated in the second half. The question is, though, is Georgetown going to find the answers?
And again, this game feels like games 1 and 3 to me, where Providence have had all of the momentum, all of the pressure. That's a good shot from Ewell, but it's just far and out. And Georgetown, they have not had the same level of play in this game as they had in games 2 and 4. And I hope that we don't see them wait until the final minute, final 30 seconds to really turn on that offensive aggression.
Yeah, because that would be incredibly unfortunate to see that once again. I mean, Ewell here, there's a good opportunity for just Providence here are managing to put in a lot of the aggression, and they are just controlling the game completely. Like you said, game 1 and 3 were definitely Providence games, right? And it just seems that Georgetown is on their game 1 game and then completely off at the next.
Well, we'll see. Can they battle back? A minute 40 left to go. Munzo and Ewell, unfortunately, double committing for that play, and Cardona will send it clear. Good touch from Sammy, looking for Cardona, but here comes Ewell back the other way towards the cage. Gamaliel just a piece of it to keep that one out. So a minute 25, still 2-0. Georgetown need to get on the offensive side in a hurry.
Yeah, Kuka with a good shot here onto goal. No Providence players in defense, and that is going to be the first goal for Georgetown. Is this the breakout momentum that we need to be seeing coming into the last minute 20?
It's a huge goal regardless. Whether it turns into a win or not for Georgetown, this is how you get things started. 2-1 with a minute 17 to go. Can they come back, as it will be Gamaliel and Munzo to meet in mid? Kuko next in line to try to gather possession. Can't beat Sammy. Tough play there for Ewell. Munzo able to clear it away, and with 60 seconds left to go, still a 1-goal lead. Providence looking for a second if they can. Down out in front. Sammy not able to find the touch. Ewell, can he turn in time? Cardona's there to keep it away.
Yeah, Munzo here looking for a setup. Has an opportunity. Does get cleared away. Ewell playing defensively in the back. There gets past 2 of the defenders. This is a good opening chance. If there was a follow-up from another player, that could have been the evening goal.
And time is running out. You can't let those pass you by if you're Georgetown anymore. Only 30 seconds left to go. Still a goal necessary. Here comes Ewell, clearing it out of his own zone, taking his time. Gets by Cardona, has Munzo in mid. Looking for the ceiling touch. Gets it. Can he get the double? He does, but it's pinched well wide of the net. Munzo still with 12 seconds. Has Kuko and Ewell both up for it, but Sammy's there to make the play. Nobody back for the Georgetown side. That is going to do it. Providence will win game 5, and they take the victory here in our second series of the day.
Providence winning their first game of the day, if I'm not mistaken either. So they've managed to get a bit of a warm-up now coming into this. It's looking very, very good for them. And I stand corrected, actually. They played against Seton Hall whilst we were doing the Butler versus Georgetown game. Seton Hall 3-0ing them. And I also just got an update during this game. Seton Hall did 3-0 Butler. So that is Butler's first loss in the entire tournament.
Well, good for Seton Hall bringing it to Butler, but that is going to do it here for us for game number 2. Providence, what a way to end the series. I mean, it was close back and forth all the way through, but you know they stayed strong. Gamaliel, a 2-goal performance, great plays from him, and I'm really interested to see how Providence continues throughout. I with a loss already, it's going to be tough for them to clear the groups, but this was a great start to try to come back.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. And we will be jumping to a very quick break as we get prepared for our Butler versus Providence game. We will see you momentarily.